It's time to get weird. It's time for those outrageous predictions as Ohio State plays Iowa in its Big Ten home opener, second Big Ten game of the year. Ohio State, Iowa, 3:30 on CBS, and it's time to get weird with this thing. Stefan, what's your game time? Oh no, not game time decision. What's your outrageous prediction?
So my outrageous prediction is that someone other than a quarterback is going to throw a pass for Ohio State in this game. Let me tell you why. So we were just talking to Chip Kelly, and he was talking about how, where can you see Will Howard improve? How can he get better? Well, he can go, 18 for 18 throwing passes like Jared Goff did on Monday Night Football against the Seahawks. And then he pointed out that Amon-Ra St. Brown was also 1 of 1 passing the ball, so that the Lions as a whole were 19 of 19 in that game. I'm starting to get the idea that Chip Kelly maybe watched that game and maybe got some ideas. And maybe if this offense is struggling a little bit early on and wants to do something new, wants to maybe throw Iowa's really good defense off a little bit, maybe we see a little bit of a trick play, and someone other than Will Howard, or I should say someone other than a quarterback, throws a pass for Ohio State in this game.
So here's the problem. Chip Kelly is just that crazy enough that we'll see it on Saturday. We probably won't, but I'm also going to make you pin it down a little bit more. Who's the thrower of the pass, and is it to Will Howard?
It won't be to Will Howard. I think it's going to be one of those screens. So it's going to be someone like who? Maybe Carnell Tate. They keep using him and moving him around in different ways. Throw it to Carnell. He throws it downfield to Jeremiah for a touchdown.
That's how you get outrageous, ladies and gentlemen.
Outrageous predictions.
No, I don't think you're wrong in that situation. I maybe would have said Brandon Ennis because he's played quarterback before, but that's what makes it even more outrageous. I don't think
Brandon involved in the screen games as well. Could be Brandon. I'll stick with Carnell.
It's the middle of the season, ladies and gentlemen. It's the middle of the season. So Caleb Johnson, Iowa's running back, has had at least 100 yards in every single game. And in fact, the last time Iowa played football was 2 weeks ago against Minnesota, and he had 206 yards. They're running the ball awesome right now. And Minnesota's a decent defense. And as we talked about, that's probably the key to the game for Ohio State's defense. Can they stop the run? I'm going to say there's going to be a significant emphasis on stopping the run, especially since this team cannot throw the ball, which reminds them of a rivalry game at the end of the year. But in the meantime, here's my outrageous prediction. Caleb Johnson is only going to have 50 yards max on Saturday because Ohio State put such an emphasis on stopping the run. Maybe we do see these linebackers take a jump because, again, these guys are fresh. They are brand new. Jim Knowles used the phrase they activated Caleb Downs on Saturday against Michigan State, and we saw what that looked like. You can't deactivate him now. You've activated him, and you've activated Nathan Ransom, so let's activate these linebackers as well. Less than 50 yards for Caleb Johnson, Iowa starting running back. Andrew, let's see if you can beat Stefan in terms of the craziness.
So, it's one thing when you go into these games that are, Ohio State's favored by how many points. You try to think of something unique. So I don't think Ohio State scoring a defensive touchdown is that unique. Denzel Burke's going to have a pick six, and Denzel Burke is going to score a touchdown in this game, and here's why. Iowa cannot throw the ball. We could talk about about Oregon's passing the ball. That's going to be down the line. We could talk about Iowa running the ball. That's not made up, right? Like we're not giving too much credit to them. We're not being too negative. Iowa can run the football. They can run the football very well. They have a great running game, great offensive line. That's what they do. That's their brand. They can't throw the ball, and we're also not making that up, and I don't think we're being too pessimistic about Iowa. They have not thrown the ball well all year. They haven't really thrown the ball well in the past. Those passing opportunities are going to be limited, but I think Ohio State's defense this week can be afforded the chance to be very, very aggressive because there's not going to be a lot of time. I think Ohio State's going to have 7 or 8 in the box a lot. I think you're going to have 3 linebackers on the field a lot. You are just basically going to say, hey, Cade McNamara, I know you did it before. Come beat us. Come beat us through the air. Come beat Denzel Burke and Davison Igbinosun and Caleb Downs. Come do it. And I think Ohio State's corners can be super, super aggressive because of that, because I don't know how worried you are about big plays against Iowa. So I think Denzel Burke is going to get the chance to jump one. I think Denzel Burke's going to have a pick six.
Cade McNamara is the only quarterback currently in the Big Ten who's beaten Ohio State, but I wouldn't say he beat them.
Exactly.
He was just the quarterback of the team who beat them.
Quarterback of record.
Yeah, that's the way to put that. I think that's an interesting point, and especially since you made it about Denzel Burke. He almost had one against Michigan State this past weekend. Last pick six for Ohio State, Western Michigan, Gabe Powers. Last pick six for Denzel Burke, freshman year, 2021, he had one against Rutgers, where it was kind of the same type of pick you're talking about, where it was less of a, Denzel Burke just did something crazy, and more just it was a terrible throw that fell into Denzel Burke's lap, and now he's got a free reign to go to the end zone. Denzel Burke's baiting quarterbacks right now. I think he's baiting them. He's trying to get picks, and he's got 2 of them so far. He almost had another one, and I believe that was the Western Michigan game as well, where he almost had a pick. But it was one of those, I was over-aggressive, and so it ended up being like a 5 or 6 yard gain. But I like that. I see you, Denzel. I see you trying to bait quarterbacks into throwing to your side of the ball, and I think quarterbacks see it too, and they're trying to avoid them. But you can only avoid them for so long. I think that's a really good and astute point to make, the fact that it's not just they're going to get a pick 6, but Denzel Burke is going to get a pick 6, because he has also said he's trying to get picks, and we're seeing it in the games. Those are our outrageous predictions for Ohio State, Iowa on Saturday, 3:30. Get the text 614-350-3315 and go listen to Buckeye Talk wherever you find podcasts. Steven, Andrew, Stefan. Andrew will be there. We'll be there in spirit. See you later.